Hello, hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristyn. Today, Duncan and I are here to kit up this mini set. This is the hot air balloon set from Pretty Little Gem. I did get 3 kits from Pretty Little Gem when they were having a sale a few months ago. I think it was buy 2, get 1 free. And this is the one I am going to do. It is the hot air balloons. I don't know if I have seen anyone do a hot air balloon themed mini kit yet. So here we go. Here we go. And that's the stickers. I did already put my stickers on my bottles, trying to get prepared. And I did put my drills in order of, 1, 2, 3, 4 DMC stuff. That way they are all in order. I do like that they go in order straight from the sticker sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it goes into some letters, but then there is a symbol, and then some more letters and a symbol, some more letters, and then all symbols, and then like this little plus sign, I consider that a T. And I would also put in the lowercase letters with the regular letters. But that's an easy fix. Totally fine. Not a deal breaker by any means, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to move that. I got Munchy Puddin' Trashy Catty, my little trash cat right here. Oh, shameful. I did not empty him the last time I kit something up. I'm sorry. He's got a very full tummy now. Yeah, so just going to tilt these. I just figured I would use the box. Because why not? Why make more of a mess if I don't have to? And I'm just going to apologize now if I clear my throat or I sniff. I'm trying really hard not to, but the allergies are kicking my booty. Oh, I did not even account for potential static. Oh, please don't have static. Oh, there is going to be some. Okay. All right. Hold, please. Okay. We're gonna spray our... Oh, I almost just sprayed that right in my face. That'd have been awful. I'm out of practice. I feel like it's been so long since I kit something up. I don't remember how to do it because I need to finish some projects before I can do any more kitting up. Like I was saying, if I clear my throat or snuffle or something, I'm just going to apologize for it now because it's dangerous out there for people with any kind of seasonal allergies at the moment. I hope everybody is having a awesome, well, and amazing day. And if you are not, I hope it gets better soon. Because you're awesome. I'm awesome. We're all awesome. Yes, we are. And I was looking at these, and I remember my grandma and grandpa they were, back in the olden days, we did puzzles, right? And my grandma would always have a puzzle on the fancy dining room table, because you didn't eat in the fancy dining room. You ate in the little table that wasn't in the fancy dining room. Only when you had family events a few times a year, then you used the fancy table. But most of the time, the fancy table was covered with a puzzle. And I used to love going over there because I liked puzzles. I felt like such a boss when you find a piece, right? Like, yeah, I found a piece. And then I actually kind of got good at puzzles. And so my grandma would be like, whoa, you're putting in too many. Like, well, isn't that kind of the point, right? I mean, you're to solve the puzzle. Yeah. But I remember they had, you know, because what am I trying to say? It wasn't like our our society now, where you do something and the instant it's done, you basically throw it away. You know, you did things over and over. Puzzles, you didn't just do a puzzle once. No, no, no. You did a puzzle multiple times. You had a cupboard with, you know, maybe 10, 15 puzzles, and you would kind of cycle through them and you would redo them. So I remember there was one, and it was a hot air balloon puzzle. And I liked it because I felt like it was maybe a little bit easier than some of the other ones, because it had the bright, bold colors. And so it kind of made it, I don't know, I feel you kind of felt like you made a little bit more progress on that than maybe a landscape scenery with lots of, you know, the same color or texture all over the puzzle. And the hot air balloon puzzle was one of my favorites. And I always would think to myself, oh, it'd be so fun, you know, not only to just see a hot air balloon in person, but to actually go in one. As a kid, I was like, that would be so awesome. And as an adult, I think it would be terrifying. I don't even like going on those little tram things that I know at our local fairgrounds. You can get on the, I don't know if it's called a sky tram or something like that, but it basically, you get in a little thing and it has wires and you can go over the whole fairgrounds in it. I don't like that. I don't like being dangled above the ground and having my fate be in the hands of some potentially old busted cable or some person who's in charge of that. No. That does not sound like a safe and fun time to me, personally. I think I've done, what is it called? Paragliding? The thing where you go in a boat and they put you in a harness and then they, you know, start driving and you have a balloon attached to you and you kind of like float above the air, but you're still tethered to the boat. I did that when we went on a family trip years ago. And I was horrified, absolutely horrified. I was so scared that I was going to come unattached, or I was scared that I was going to fly away, basically. That somebody at the bottom of the boat, even though it was my family, somebody was going to cut it, or pirates were going to come aboard the little boat and sever it because they wanted to, you know, get rid of me. I don't know. I did not enjoy it. It was scary and it was terrifying, and I was so grateful when the boat started to slow down and I started to go closer to the ground. But then I was scared that I was going to slam into the water and perish, as one worries. I would just think, I don't know if I could trust somebody to go into a hot air balloon. I've seen things where it shows how hot air balloons work, right? You know, hot air, cold air, stuff. Just the thought of being in this tiny little basket. I mean, I don't think they encourage you to wear a parachute. I would want to, maybe a parachute and a life jacket, just in case. You know, I fall into the water. I don't know. It just seems so scary. Or what if there's a big wind and the balloon, like, blows into some geese or some power lines or an airplane or something? I don't know. I mean, I don't trust other people driving cars. I'm really supposed to trust somebody who's basically in a hot air balloon that is floating up in the sky, and I mean, what, like just some random thing could just pierce the balloon and we could just topple to the ground? No, thank you. No. I will keep my feet on the ground. I will watch videos with hot air balloons and go, wow, that's so cool. I wish I could do it. But secretly, I don't know if I would. In my mind, I'd be like, I'm good. I don't know. I would love to know, what is something that maybe you wanted to do as a kid that you thought looked really fun, cool, and exciting, and then as an adult and you know, learn more about safety and the world, you were kind of like, maybe not. Yeah. As a kid, I always wanted to ride on a motorcycle. I thought it would be, no, you don't need to crawl on things. Cat. I thought it would be fun, you know, like, wow, I love speed and the wind in your hair. And now as an adult, there is no way, unless I was, I don't know, wrapped in a steel cage and it was on a closed course and there was literally no way for me to die on that motorcycle. Maybe. I don't think I could do it. I've seen and heard too many things for me to be able to get on one, you know? I see other people do it and I'm like, oh, that's so cool, but I don't think I could. I mean, I remember as a kid, one of our neighbors had I think it was their son, and he had been out riding his motorcycle, and he was probably in his 20s, I think. I don't know. I'm probably butchering all this information. All I remember is that he was in a really, really, really bad motorcycle accident, had been drinking, was not wearing a helmet, and was basically left, you know, just paralyzed and not in a good state. And I just remember thinking, like, well, why would he not wear a helmet? Why would he, you know, do that while drinking, you know? But sometimes we don't understand why we don't make good choices sometimes. But unfortunately, all of our choices have consequences, you know? Consequences for our actions. And sometimes the consequences are bigger than we might think they will be. It's just, ugh. I've just heard too many things where people on motorcycles, you know, get injured, and, you know, if you're playing chicken with a motorcycle and a car, the people in the car are probably going to end up better off than the motorcycle, sadly, just based on the level of protection. If I could drive a tank or a Hummer, totally would. Totally would. Gas mileage would be atrocious, obviously, but still, if somebody hit me, I'd probably be in better condition than they would be. I mean, people are freaking crazy out there, not paying attention, looking down at their cell phones while they're driving. Just no thank you. No thank you. I do appreciate that these bags, number one, are Ziplocs. And I do appreciate that they have not only the number that they are in order, but also the DMC number. But wait, there's more. It actually does have the little code that is also on the kit. Individual paintings. So if they did get separated, you could figure it out. Very nice touch. I try to keep everything together while it's, you know, not being worked on. But I know some people separate drills or sticker sheets or canvases. And even after you open it and maybe you're not working on it, if they get separated, it would be nice to be like, what kit was that for? I don't know. Boom, here it is. One thing I wanted to do as a kid, and one thing I still would like to do as an adult, that might be a little dangerous. We had friends, my mom and dad had friends, and they had girls, and they were all a little bit older than me, but they had property and they had four-wheelers, and I wanted a four-wheeler so bad. Never mind that I lived in the suburbs, right? Where the heck am I going to drive a four-wheeler? But I wanted one. And I would always say, when I'm an adult, I'm going to buy a four-wheeler, you know? Like, okay. Never have. Never have. Because now, as an adult, even though I would love to go out and drive a four-wheeler, I know how expensive things are, and I know how much gas is. And in order for me to go out and drive this, get off me, my gosh, this magical four-wheeler that technically I could afford now, I might have to get a trailer and hook it to my car, and then I might have to drive for an hour to drive my four-wheeler, and then I would probably have to buy everybody in my family one, because what am I going to do? Just go drive around in the woods by myself? I have no sense of direction. I would get lost even if there was a trail. So it would not be safe for me to go to the woods by myself. So yeah, have never done it. I still want to someday. I would love to even just go somewhere where they have like a day trip where you get to ride on a four-wheeler. That would be fun too. Someday I will. Because, you know, while my you know, as a kid, my friends they had the four-wheelers at their house, you know, those were their four-wheelers, and, you know, it wasn't really, and I'm not saying like they never let me drive them. No, my dad would not let me drive one. They would say, oh, does she want to? And he'd be like, nope, it's too dangerous, you know. And then of course I'm like, I can't believe you. Why won't you let me drive one? But as a parent now, I get it, because if your kid doesn't know how to do something and they want to ride on something motorized and they hit a tree or a log or, you know, fall into a pond or something, you know, that's not good. Someday I will get to drive a four-wheeler, and it will make preteen Kristyn so happy. I probably, once I was on the four-wheeler, I might be scared, and I might not go very fast. I don't know. I mean, I feel like driving a four-wheeler would be easier than riding a motorcycle or something like that. I mean, it's got four wheels. It's got four wheels, right? It's just like driving a car, but, you know, with handlebars. I think we went somewhere on vacation, and that was one thing that was one of the kind of like options of things like you could, you know, do, but actually it was the same trip as the as the parasailing. We went to Cabo San Lucas, and unfortunately when you're going somewhere with other people, you kind of have to pick what other people want to do, and nobody else wanted to do the four-wheeler thing. And since, you know, we only had one car, it was kind of like, well, nope, you don't get to do that, which was a bummer. I also wanted to do the swimming with the dolphins thing, but I don't remember why we didn't. I think we didn't do that because it was really expensive. Really expensive. I can only imagine how much something like that costs now. If I thought it was really expensive, you know, 20 years ago, I can only imagine now how expensive it is. Three, okay. See, I probably should be making sure that I'm doing this properly. And these are resin drills, which is fantastic. Love to see that. Go in there, little friends. Go in there. Meow, meow, meow. There you go. That's a green one. We're just going to put it in there. That's the bonus one. I'm not quite sure if I should put dryer sheet pieces in here. Maybe I'll give it a day and then look at the bottles, and if it looks like they're still static, then maybe I will. But I'm going to live dangerously for right now. Not dangerous enough to go in a hot air balloon, but I mean, dangerous as I'm not going to put dryer sheets in these. I'm not crazy. Woo! I also would love to know, have you done mini kits from a variety of companies? Sorry, the cat is looking like he's going to jump into the bookcase. So if you hear a scream, that's why. So far, I have done a mini dazzles from DAC. I've done a paint gem. And I have not finished one from AliExpress. I think that's it in terms of mini kits. I would like to try different ones, right? I do have one. Oh, here. Get out of there. I do have one. Hang on. I'll show it to you because it's sitting right here. It's sitting right here. Well, no. Oh, nope, it's not that close. It's okay. It's okay. I can wander to get it. You won't be mad at me for having to wander off. At least I'm not wandering off and leaving the camera running. Okay. I got this one from Diamond Design Co. And they are 10 by 10. I'm assuming that's centimeters, not inches, because this box would be a lot bigger. And they are squares. So I did get that one. Haven't done it yet because I figured I should probably work on one of the ones I already own before opening one that I haven't, I just got. Plus, then if I like this brand, they had a bunch too, this pretty little gem, and I will have their website listed below. And then, if they had a sale or something, I would be willing to get more, obviously. But I try not to buy too much from a company until I've tried it, just because if it sucks, then you're stuck with a bunch of sucky stuff. So, yeah. So we will see. I know there's so many mini kit brands now. I can't even keep them all straight. It's hard. I have seen like I think Orloa has them, and I did see one that I liked from them. And who else? There were other ones. I just can't fully remember. It's like 6 p.m. My brain is done for the day. It's done. Pajamas need to be put on ASAP. Boop. Just staring at me. You're a little close, friend. Thank you. A little personal space right there. Munchy pudding trashy catty. Oh my gosh. Doop doop. Okay, come on. There you go. There's that. I know. Some of these, I'm wondering if there's 40 colors and 12 paintings. I always think, well, that's not enough drills but they're partials. So, yeah, it's probably more than enough drills, Kristyn. But in my brain, I'm like, no, it's not enough. It's not enough. But it probably is. 39. There's that. I definitely don't need the extra 2 rows of bottles, but that's okay. I will just leave them there because then they're tucked in all nicely, right? When you start taking them out and then putting them in something else, that's when you lose things. At least that's when I lose things. And oh my gosh, the cat is going all over the place. My goodness. Get it together, cat. Oh good, now he's going to try to break into the automatic cat feeder. And now he's going to try to scratch the wall. Oh my goodness. Somebody come and get this cat. Somebody come and pick Duncan up. He's short-circuiting. He's on my last nerve. There's that. There's that. There's that. Let's move that. Let's put the lid on this so I don't lose it. There's our drills. Here's our paintings. And we are good to go. My gosh. If only every kit up went that smoothly without any hiccups. My gosh. Let me know what you think of the Pretty Little Gem hot air balloons. Have you tried Pretty Little Gem or a different mini kit brand? And what were your thoughts on it? I would love to know if there's any other companies or brands that I should check out after I finish, you know, some of the other stuff that I have. That is going to be it for me today, guys. If you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things. And I will see you again very, very soon. Big awkward hugs. Bye, guys. Oh, we forgot Munchy Puddin' Trashy Catty. Oh, my goodness. Tragedy. Duncan? Munchy Puddin' Trashy right there. I don't know. Tastes kind of weird. Tastes a little weird. Are we ready to go, Duncan? Yeah? We're good? We're good? Edit the burp. Edit the burp. And why is it that when I start filming, people be texting? People be texting. People be texting. So, no thank you. I need a half hour. Thank you. Thank you. Hold, please. Why would this be easy? That would just be crazy. Oh, no, that was awful. That was awful, Kristyn. My God. Oh, my goodness. Who is texting me? Oh. Oh. Oh, yes. I see. I see.